Hello guys, this is Brombo here from Creative FX. I'm back again with another video. As a promise, I said I'm going to be posting so much of volatilities for those who trade volatilities and try and show you how do I come up with setups, how do I apply BTMM on volatilities. So if you are that kind of a person who is struggling, or you really want to know, like, how do I get the market direction, how do I get good setups, this is your video. If you are new here, please don't forget to subscribe, like the video, click the bell icon. If you are an existing user, please don't forget as well to comment, tell me whatever you want me to explain. I'll try within my best knowledge to explain whatever your concerns are. All right, so I've got with me here step index. This is a very good pair which I have loved from a very long time because it moves nicely and it also pays even with a 0.1. All right, so this pair was a little bit tricky for me, but nonetheless I stayed my course and I decided I'm just gonna be in it. I want to see something that will convince me to get on in it and just get away with price. All right, so I will pop in my screen and show you the setup, what I expected. This is the setup. This is what I expected, but this is from a 15 minutes time frame. Definitely it's going to be different from a 1 hour time frame, but in general, I wanted the market to come around that range there and start to go up. Sadly, the market did not. I did take my buy setup there and I was stopped right below here. And that's why I said it was a little bit tricky for me, because I just sat there and I said, I'm going to see what's going to happen. But I really think this is a buy. You know, I even started doubting myself. Like I said, emotions catch up everyone. But if you are sure of what you analyzed, just stay in there. Don't leave as long as you are sure. But if you are unsure, ask someone, leave the market, just let it be. But because I was sure, I said, I'm just going to get another entry. Let me see, probably H1 has got something different that it's trying to work out. But this was it. And again, I always like to show my entries if I took the pair, so that people can see that we definitely talking about something that exists here. This is step index and this is the pair, and this is how it moved. Very good. I love it, still moving, and hopefully it gets to that previous that last high there. If it gets there, fair enough, I'll be very happy. If it doesn't, it happens, I'll just let it be. All right, this is just a channel that I created so I can post these pictures. Don't mind it. I know some people will be like, can you please send us a link on the channel? I'm just joking. All right, so going back to our chart, this is what you see. And again, I love to remove everything that is in the future, or not just remove rather, but paint it white, so that at least people will only concentrate on what I saw before everything else appeared. Okay, reason why my stop loss was hit, it was because of this move right here, because I expected the market to turn around from there. I'm just gonna change my color. I expected the market to turn around from there, but instead they continued going down. And that's when I was like, maybe this is a sell. But I just kept on there and I saw new candles coming up, and the next thing, until I saw this green candle coming back to that area there. And then I knew this is my time. But this time around, I'm just gonna get in with a small lot size, and I'll put my stop loss just below that low right there, and it has been wonders. All right, now how did I come up with this buy? What is it that I saw? This is the main point of this video. And I'm just going to share it with you guys. I'm not going to hide anything. I'm going to show you the top-down analysis of how I trade pairs. All right. Let's go to the higher time frame. Now, if you get to the higher time frame on a weekly chart, I love to start from a weekly chart, even though I'm not going to get as much information out of it. Now, from a weekly chart, the first thing that I saw was this low, that low, and that low. So to me, the dealer was showing me that we have 3 hits to the low. So now having these 3 hits to the low, I was expecting a buy. And remember, this candle was not there. All right. The last time a low was broken, it was right here. Okay. But this time around, okay, even this one too. That was the last low that was broken. But this low that was printed here was higher than that one. Ideally, such pairs, what you want to do is you want to wait until probably a high is broken. If you are trading ICT trend lines and all, a high is broken, then a retest to the high, and then take it from there. All right. But if I'm trading BTMM, I don't really have to wait for that. I just have to count my levels from smaller time frames and trade while these others are waiting. This is just a joke. Okay. Now, so because I'm seeing that it's in the process of forming a peak formation and it might buy anytime soon, as I always say, indices, they don't really show you much. All right, they don't have so much information. From this you can see there's something that looks like a peak over there on the left hand side corner, and then you've got a drop, a pullback, a drop, a pullback, and a drop. Now you are at a peak formation. So there is a probability that step index might buy all the way up to the 200 EMA and then reset from there and sell, or rather continue all the way up to maybe there or there. But that's going to take years, right? So I'm not going to be worried about it. I'm going to take my position out anyways, because I don't really have to wait for that much. Okay. Now, let's check it out. If you come to the D1, the D1 will show you those 3 hits to the low. But remember, we look at the previous peak formation. So the previous peak formation in this case is this one right here. I don't know if you can see what I'm seeing here. If you go back to the W1 time frame, you'll see, I'm going to use lines or boxes so people can understand it. You see hit number 1, hit number 2, and hit number 3 to the low, right? If you go to the D1 time frame, we said we are not going to be worried about this. All right, we're going to be worried about the current thing that's happening. Now look at it. D1 also has 3 hits to the low. Now that gets interesting. 3 hits to the low, they show you that this is a very strong move in that direction. All right. Usually when you see a peak formation with 3 hits to the low, 3 hits to the high, the market is gonna have a ride in that direction. This is so true on higher time frames, on smaller time frames. It is also true, but because smaller time frames are smaller time frames, you're not gonna expect a 50 days move. All right. Now, so this is the previous peak formation that I see, but I can clearly see we're on a buy. So what am I gonna do? Now, somebody might say, but it sold all the way back to the peak formation. Yes, it did. However, as you can see from the W1, it's showing you that it is on a, all right, let me try and redraw proper one. It's showing you that it's on 3 hits to the low, all right? and it's not taking out any of these lows. Okay, now that should tell you that this leg right here, there is a peak formation there. We'll get to it when we get to the smaller time frames. So on D1, the only thing we can do is to confirm that D1 is also going in the same direction. And that gave me a strong indication that we are on a buy. Now, moving on to H4. H4, I'm no longer worried about this previous peak. I may be worried a little bit about this one, but I'll focus on this one. Remember, this is a low on W1. It is a peak on the H4. So I'm really going to be worried about it. That is my last peak to consider. Okay. Now, if I zoom in the chart a little bit, if you want to count your levels, they're not going to look very clear, but this is your peak formation. All right. And this is your probably your first low right there. All right. And this is going to probably be your second low right there. And this is going to be your third. So maybe your second level is here, your first level is right there, your third level and your third level there. I'm not really worried about this side because this is in history. All right. I'm worried about this side. So what do I see from this end? All I can see from this side is there is a potential. This is the first level of 4 hour. That's all I know at this stage. If I go to the 1 hour and count my levels, I can definitely see that there is 3 levels here. Remember, 3 levels on H1 is equal to 1 level on the 4 hour. All right. So I can definitely see that this is 3 levels on H1 and a level on 4 hour. And I am now on my second level. Good thing about this, it had already finished its pullback. How do I know that? All right. Now coming back, I know 4 hours is a buy and I'm all set. I'm moving to my 1 hour time frame. Okay. We come back to the 1 hour time frame. I'm just going to delete this. All right. 1 hour time frame. Again, you look at the previous peak formation. Now, I can treat this as a peak formation. I can treat it as a peak formation. However, it's just a V. So it might not give me proper information, or I might be persuaded into getting in a trade when it is not even there. I might look at it and be like, oh yeah, that's maybe a peak with a smaller leg, but maybe I'm gonna start from the left-hand side. All right. So from the left-hand side, counting on my levels, this is my first push away from the level, right? And this becomes my consolidation. This is my second push away from the level, and this becomes my consolidation. Hold on a minute. I know some people will be like, how did you manage to get your levels here? Now, look at this. Price moved up and got into this day, okay? When it got into this day, the market went up and came down on the same day. So for me, if the market does that, it is good as it did not move. So what do? I just shared that part and pretend like it is not there to start off with. So for me, price only came out of that and just went straight to there. All right. So that is a one move. I'm hoping you guys are getting this right. Why am I saying this is a level? Okay. If you look at this, where price started is right here. Where price closed is right here. Price only stayed within the Asian session, went up, came back in, went up and came back in and stayed there until it closed. That is too squeezed for me, and I call it a consolidation because price didn't do anything in there. It didn't do anything. I hope people are understanding what I'm saying. So this then becomes my third level. What you want is a clear move away from the level, a clear move away from the level. That's what you call an ADR move, a clear move away from the level. So every time a market pulls back, I say minus. All right. Now, I hope you got that part. So coming here, this becomes my new peak, and I'm expecting a reset. But this reset hasn't appeared yet, all right? The only thing that I can see as far as price is this move. So all I wanted from this pair was, in fact, I suspected this was my first leg, all right? And I expected the market to come down and swing high. So my first time when I took this pair, like I said, I was stopped out. Then I had to wait and realize that I had got in way too early. All right. Now, if I put my lines here, you'll see this becomes my first leg. It's not a shark fin, but it's still good enough as a first leg. That becomes my second leg. My first leg is in the boundary, and my second leg is a bounce on MBL. Let me pull the chart down so people can see what I'm talking about. All right, look at this. That is it there. So all what I needed was to wait for the market to give me that bounce there. So when the market did that, went up, oh, hold on a second, right? When the market did that and went up, all I was supposed to wait for was for the market to come down, give me a bounce even on Asian, doesn't matter, and then go up. Now, on the 15 minutes time frame, because remember, you need to enter on a smaller time frame and also put in a proper small lot size. Now on the smaller time frame, which is the 15 minutes time frame, this is how it looks like. All right. Sorry about that. So this is how it looks like. So I took it from this point there, and that was the lowest point, and having my stop loss below that low that was marked there, knowing that whatever happens outside the box should never break out that low and that low. Now look at what happens. Remember what we said about swing highs or swing lows. They are there on all time frames. We mark a low, we mark a new 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 low. I'm not worried about what's happening up top because I want to go up. So I'm only concerned about the bottom, and I want to see lower lows being printed. All right. So this is it, guys. Thank you very much. And I hope you understand why I took this trade. Now, hold on for more videos that are going to come. Have a nice day.